we start, I just wanted to show you guys a video that I made my mom for her birthday while she was away. And we sadly were not able to be there on that day because she was in London and we were at uni studying hard. But this is what I sent over and I just wanted to share it with you all. So if you could just turn to the screen and watch, and I hope you enjoy. Love you, Mom.
Till Mum had consumed her weight in alcohol before we got up here and exposed her true self to her closest friends and relatives. If any of you have spent any time at all with us as a family, you would know that most of our time is spent not only accommodating Mum's need to always be the center of attention, but also making her fully aware of her quirks. Mum never gets a free pass when she's around us, and who better to call her out but her mini-me's. Obviously, without those quirks, Mum wouldn't be the lovable person she is. But that aside, the purpose of birthday speeches is to completely humiliate the celebrant. Anyone that knows Mum knows that her best attribute is her ability to laugh at herself. And more often than not, my dad, Sim, and I are joining in with her. When we sat down to write this speech, so many memories came to mind that we thought it was best to formulate a structure for what we were going to say. What better way to describe our mum than to choose words beginning with the letters that make up her name? Before we start, we'd just like to remind Mum that we're both over 18 and the usual rules of punishment such as grounding and confiscation of mobile phones and iPods no longer apply. And we constructed this speech fully aware of our departure first thing tomorrow morning, before Mum has any time to recover from her hangover.
Okay, so to start, M for mispronunciation. So the fact that this party is held in the Philippines works to our advantage. As most of you are aware, the Filipinos possess a hilarious inability to pronounce some of the most simple words in the English language. Like most of her peers, our mom, although undoubtedly intelligent, manages to constantly put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. So surprisingly enough, aquatic creatures seem to be the most difficult for our mom, as words such as salmon and hippopotamus seems to be beyond her phonetic ability. It's gotten to the point where now Mom just says, "Ano ba yan?" or expects us to know the exact object to which she is describing by pointing with her lips. Furthermore, we're not the only ones to pick up on Mom's bloopers. Upon return from a romantic holiday for two, Dad will often recant the pearls of wisdom that Mom has bestowed on him during the trip. Here's just one of the many, many examples. Always considerate of those less fortunate, Mom was pleased when Dad confirmed that the braille underneath the floor numbers in their swanky hotel lift was to accommodate for the blind. When they reached their destination on the 14th floor, the lift rang out the customary bing to signal the arrival. Mom jumped at the chance to show off her knowledge and said to Dad in a very matter-of-fact way, "And you hear that, Donald? That beep is to assist the deaf people who can't hear." Next, A for athletic. You only have to cast your eyes over at that table To see that Mom takes a lot of pride in her appearance. Mom puts in the whole 9 yards to fight the evil forces of gravity and old age. Just to name a few: tennis, running, spinning, yoga, Pilates, core strength training, body pump, body attack, and body jam are just some of the few activities that Mom likes to enjoy. To top it all off, Mom completed the Hong Kong charity marathon this year, and obviously her hard work has paid off. A little glitch in her athletics career, however, occurred during the mother-daughter swimming relay in Bangkok. As you all may know, Lou and I were pretty competitive swimmers back in the day, and Mom always reminded us that our swimming ability was from her side, not Dad's. So this mother and daughter relay was the perfect opportunity for Mom to showcase her childhood talent. So we thought, yeah, right. It started well enough. Mom stood at the starting blocks doing her stretches, psyching out all the other components. And I personally thought that I had to bring stuff to the table. Like, I thought that I was like the crappier one and Mom was gonna, take it home for us. So the daughters had the first leg. The gun goes off and I dive into the pool. And I easily pull away from the other girls, giving Mom a comfortable head start. Always the professional Mom follows with her hands until, bam, I hit the wall and she's streamlined. And as I see her dive over my head, I'm pretty impressed. She's completely streamlined. She goes under the water. She's kicking like nothing other. She rises to the surface and her arms and her legs are going at turbo speed. And I'm thinking, like, we have got this in the bag, like 100%. We get to 25 meters and we're all amazed. Everyone's cheering. Mom and Lou are on the sideline. All of my teammates, all of my friends. Then she gets halfway down the pool when the other moms get into the water. But something's not right. Her arms slowly start to slow down. The splash isn't so large. Her kick started getting really slower. Then what was a freestyle race turned into a breaststroke race. And I'm standing in the water going like, what the hell is going on? Then she turns onto her back like a dead beetle and starts to like paddle backwards. And I'm thinking, what is happening? By this point, all of the other mothers are overtaking her. And I'm like, no, we have to win this. I thought we got this in the bag. By this time, everyone starts getting scared around the sidelines, and I can see. Everyone's touched the wall. All the mothers are actually gotten out of the pool, and they're standing around the pool. So people are thinking, do we call 911? Do we go and help her? Do we just wait? So Mom resorts to actually grabbing onto the lane ropes for dear life and pulling herself stroke by stroke towards the end of the pool, where she gets out and is congratulated by my dad for the effort that she put in. We never did a mother-daughter race after that.
So next R for rebellious. Never the type of woman to take things lying down, she passed this on to her kids. Unlike our darling daddy, who maintains that swearing contributes nothing to the argument, believes that if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all, and will leave the table when us three girls engage in a particularly nasty round of bitching. Mum is never one to shy away from conflict. Mum always told us to stand up for ourselves and told us never, ever to let anyone ever see you cry. Sim and I have never and will never back down. So it's not surprising that Mum was called into the principal's office regarding some unsubstantiated claim of bullying made against her girls. Our conservative all-girls school eventually had to come to terms with the fact that the Hey girls had been told that if someone screams at you, scream louder. If someone upsets you, make them cry. And on the off chance that someone does make you cry, make their life a living hell. Mum practices what she preaches, and this is best demonstrated by her encounter with an exceptionally spiteful neighbour whose kids were in the habit of pressing every floor on the lift. Not only were her kids Satan incarnate, but this woman's favourite pastime was to sneer and whisper Chinese profanity at Mum. The tension came to a head one fateful afternoon when this woman made the grave mistake of calling Mum a fucking fippy. Remaining cool, calm and collected, Mum asked our maid Marlene to take our dog Goldie for her walk and bring back the fruits of that labour. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but in this case, it was best served with a pile of stinking hot dog shit on that bitch's doorstep.
Next is I, impervious to insult. It's not easy to find things to insult Mum with, so maybe constructive criticism would be a better title. In either case, if it's something negative with Mum, it goes in one ear and out the other. The same, however, doesn't go for compliments. And there are two things Lou and I have learned never to compliment our mum on, and that's cooking and singing. Why? Because when we do, both will subsequently be on repeat. When I was living with Mom during my HSC and she kindly moved in with me, I made the mistake of actually complimenting her on this chicken stir fry that she made. And to be honest, it was really good, considering the chicken was already pre-cut and so was the stir fry. She just had to mix it into the saucepan. But despite that, it was yummy. But after having it consecutively for like 3 whole weeks, turned out to be not so yummy, and the same goes for her microwave salmon.
We thought we'd do the last 2 letters together, B and I, for belief and irreplaceable. When it comes to her daughters, nothing is more important. From a young age, Mum enrolled us in many extracurricular activities: Kumon, English tutoring, tennis, gymnastics, swimming, arts and crafts, and more. If her daughters had a hidden talent, she was going to find it. Now you made me lose my spot. Mum had always been our biggest cheerleader, supported us through any decision we made, and believed in us and our abilities. Every morning, Simi and I wake up to a BBM from Mum telling us she loves us, have a productive day, and she's proud no matter what. There really is no better way to start the day. Mum would do anything for us, from sticking 1,000 individual sequins on a shield for a school project, to persuading Dad to buy us the new whatever that we simply just can't live without. We're so happy to be able to be here tonight to help celebrate your 50th year.
Mom, we love you more than words could ever say, and you are 100% irreplaceable. There's absolutely not one thing that we would ever change. We love you so much.